Well, we should be live. We'll give it a second here. Yeah, once you check it. We're good. Well, we're back again. Another Monday night, 8 p.m. Brought to you by T.Town Clothing. This is the Straight Out of T.Town podcast. I'm Thomas Johnson. I'm here with amazing guests, Heather and Peter Folks of Sierra Adventure Rentals and Tours. I nailed it. I nailed it this time. Thank you guys so much for being here. I was so excited when I found your information, as I told you, because we've been getting to know one another. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about, because I'm going to pick your brain a ton, as I already have been. But we do have a new addition to the team, our producer, Layla. And now I don't have to click all the buttons, so it's pretty cool. But that's Layla, everybody. So if you're watching live, say hello to her in the comments, and we'll let her know. But how are you guys?
We're doing good tonight, yeah. Good. Got a nice break in the weather, so we're happy for right now.
For like 24 hours?
Yeah.
Right? And then we're right back into it. Weather just does not want to quit this year. The most snow you guys have seen since being up here?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I think that's accurate.
Yeah, it's been a lot. So a couple years ago we had a lot like this. But that last storm was so fun. I was snowboarding down the road and like all sorts of stuff. So but yeah, it's been pretty wild. We have the break in the weather, and then we'll be back into it here shortly. But it's kind of exciting, you know. Even though I love the snow, I'm a little over it. But I am excited for one more. Hopefully, only one more.
Yeah, hopefully.
But how long have you guys been up here in Tehachapi?
I think it's been 9 years now.
9 years.
Yeah.
So we moved
It's
up.
gone by fast.
Yeah, my parents bought a place up here back in 2003. So for them, it's been about 20, and then I was kind of like back and forth for a little while, figuring out my young self in the early 20s, and then just knowing that it was here was nice, and that I had family that was here. And now we live here. My parents live here, just down the road from us, and then my sister lives here as well. So everybody's just sort of.
It's a family event.
Yeah, and her mom lives here too. So yeah, it's a whole thing, and it helps. Just has that feel of community.
So we can expect invites to all the barbecues, the family stuff now. Like we're all dialed in.
Yeah,
I love it. Do you guys all live pretty close together?
Yeah, her mom lives with us.
Okay.
And so we have like a bi-level home. So she's got her own space, and then my parents live 3 doors down, and my sister's like 5 minutes away maybe.
That's awesome.
We're all real close. After being we've been on other sides of the country from each other, you know, for 5 to 10 years periods, and now we're all kind of back together.
That is so fun.
Yeah,
You know, just to my wonderful in-laws, you guys have to live 7 miles from me when you move up here. So just so you know.
Especially when you have kids.
Yeah.
Babysitting.
Well, that's exciting. So everybody's kind of here, so you don't have to go very far to see, I'm assuming, anybody, right?
Yeah, I have a brother that I work with on some of the projects and stuff, but he's up in Sacramento, so it's not too far.
Yeah, that's not bad.
not bad at all. So, but we generally get to run Thanksgiving here or Christmas here, and so we just spend our time. It's like not the middle of nowhere. It's kind of like the center of everywhere for us.
It's so true. I think people don't really understand that. We're 3 hours to Yosemite.
Yeah.
3 hours to Mammoth, right?
Yeah.
Depending on how you're driving.
Yeah. The way I drive, for sure.
And then you're what, 3 hours to the coast?
Yeah.
In reality. And if you go south, then I'm sorry for you because I hate LA and I don't ever go down there. But it's so central, centralized here, and you can get everywhere pretty quickly. 3 hours is really nothing. We do it all the time when we're going up 395 or to Yosemite, Tenai Lodge. Big shout out. Love those guys over there. But yeah, that's so awesome. You guys have family here. But to the nitty gritty, Sierra Adventures Rentals and Tours. How did this happen? Tell us about that.
Well, so I don't know, maybe like it's probably like 5 years ago or so. Part of it is it's a component of our lifestyle. So I think that it's important to like we had to make a major transition from Orange County area. I got injured at work, and so I had to retire from that job, and I was kind of like forced to like not be able to do the career I thought I was going to be able to do. So we came up here to sort of get away and think it'll be a springboard to go somewhere else. Before things like Idaho were so cool, and we were thinking we want to shift a change of lifestyle, right? Yeah, and then you're like, it got taken from us. So because it became so cool to everyone else. So I found a job here locally, but it was corporate, and so I had to work all the time, didn't get to spend any time with the family.
Yep.
So that kind of transpired into a big decision of one day I'm just done with that job. I just like literally walk out of that job, and we have no idea what we're going to do. And I called
I know
her.
that feeling too.
Yeah. Called her on the way up, was like,
It's a little scary.
so I'm coming home from work, 8 hours early today, and we're done. We're gonna have to figure this out. So that I got very lucky, and I got the job that I've been wanting for a very long time, which is I got my graduate degree, so I was able to teach at the local community college. So I got a full-time gig there, and that schedule is flexible, and
Awesome.
it allows me to kind of build the lifestyle that I wanted to build, summers off and winters off, off contract as a teacher. But with college, there's even a few more weeks off, so that's nice. So we took that, and we kind of were mulling over different ideas about what do we do with the rest of this time, and of course go out and do adventures. And we did so many different adventures up the Eastern Sierra with the kids. We did homeschooling. We've done a lot for 3 years or so, and we've done a lot of different things. And all of this sort of came together to see like as we're kind of over the hump of the pandemic, getting to understand how the industry of the outdoor racket kind of changed and become like really foundational to the Western United States. It's like $800 billion. It's a massive industry.
No doubt.
Bigger than like domestic oil production and stuff. And so we're mulling this over thinking we're in a great location, so we have geographies on our side, and we have the knowledge and the experience of going out and doing these things for 25 years or so, been going to the Eastern Sierra, and so
I think we just became best friends, by
Yeah.
the way. I think that happened.
yeah. And that's the other thing is we know a lot of great people who do this stuff, and we're like, wow, we have people that have gear, we have people that have properties and locations, and how do we kind of bring this together in an idea? Originally, I was thinking like small trailers would be cool because they're not as big of an asset.
Right.
You can move them around easier. Any car can tow it. And then I bought a van, and that was like the end of everything. So I bought a van because I've been wanting one for a while. The pandemic gave us the opportunity with time to build it out. And you want to tell the story there about how we came about the van?
About the van?
About
You
the
mean the
van.
tragic?
The
incident
tragedy.
that-
It all started with the tragedy.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Well, I crashed the van.
Oh.
Not on purpose.
Okay, we got to get that one out.
And yeah, not on purpose. It was a dark day. But I think that kind of just led us down a path where we love having the ability, like we love having the van and having the trailer, but why are we holding so tightly to these possessions when we could be like sharing them? Like, because we see, we use the trailer as much as we can, but then it's just parked in our driveway. And so it kind of just, I guess, was kind of the starting point for like, let's get the van fixed up and then let's share it.
Maximize
Let's not be
it.
so like clinging to these possessions, I guess, so to speak.
And yeah, we like it so much, but we didn't want to feel so beholden to it, right?
Right, yeah.
We have to do this. We have to have this thing, and just kind of building all this like material excess just seemed like a waste to us.
And it sounds like you guys wanted to share that experience as well with others,
Yeah.
right? And like-minded folks. And so I did read something about van life.
Yes.
You guys did the van life.
We did our version, van life is whatever you need it to be,
Yeah.
right? Our version of van life was, we're going to drive around. We did homeschooling in the van. We went to all these different locations. We take big, long trips. If we want to learn about Yosemite, we're going to go there with the kids, right?
Awesome.
Like, that's what we're going to do, and help create some sort of outdoor curriculum with, like, my teaching background and stuff. So in doing that, it was a bit like this. If you just look at social media, it's a bunch of like early 20s girls with a dog,
Yeah.
right? Like that's all, or some.
You nailed it,
right? Or some like crusty dude with a beard,
Yes.
and in the back of a Subaru or something. And so those are the things that I was looking at, and I'm like, this really is not who I am, but I am equally as involved as these people. So I was like, why not it's not quite a 9 to 5, but why not have a real job and get to do this at the same time, right? So that was sort of our balance.
Show that lifestyle.
and share that around. And so we were like, you can do this with kids and not have to go out on the road and just do that alone, but not having to report into work in an office. My job is mostly remote at this point,
right?
With meetings and things like that, other than the teaching that I do when I'm there. So it gave us just so many more options to go out and do van life all over.
That is so awesome. How do you have internet?
The van has a 4G unlimited hotspot.
So I guess we're going up.
Yeah,
we're ready to go.
Right. So that's
so
one of
cool.
you can add things like Wii boosts and stuff like that to it. So far, we haven't had the need.
Yeah.
Because there's times we don't want to be connected. So and then that in addition to like the shared economy, right, and things like the platforms of sharing like Airbnb and outdoorsy RV share, all those things kind of coming together was like, oh, we're at a point right now. It's kind of just like one day drove in the driveway and went like, those two things should be renting, and then the real work started about how do you build a business around this, not just rent it for fun, right? Or, I want to make my payment, so I'm going to rent it, because there's a lot of those that are out there, and that's fine. And we just thought, what's a constructive way and like to really build a business out of this kind of thing with the shared economy?
It is so awesome that you guys have done all of these things already, right? And you live the van life, so to speak, which is your version. You're not a crusty dude with a beard, as you said, right?
Not currently.
Not currently.
Catch me on summer break.
Heather, you enjoy being out like that and outside and seeing everything?
Yeah, and it's definitely grown on me. I was definitely more of like a city girl when we first started dating and into our early marriage. And then especially after having two boys, I just realized like I can either like sit by and watch them do the activities, or I can try to do it too. And mountain biking and snowboarding and skiing, and I mean, I don't get to do it with them because they're so much faster than me. I'm far behind, but I'm there, and I'm learning, and definitely like developed a love for the outdoors, and and just getting out of your comfort zone if that's not who you are initially, but doing it and then finding a love and a passion for it, and getting to be all together as a family doing it.
Yeah, and I think we've worked hard, and we had certain privileges that got us to the point where we could make those kinds of decisions.
Yeah.
And then it was like, but our kids are going to kind of be like snotheads, right? If we just have this great, wonderful thing. So we're like, maybe this could be a component of like beginning to develop ownership. And it sounds like we're being overly intentional, but we were really being intentional about like, okay, if we do this, right, and the kids are the ones who have to clean some of this stuff, right, and develop that, and they get a slice of that pie, and it can work towards building that for them, then hopefully they won't turn out horrible.
I'm so guilty of like not always taking care of everything, and just like you forget and things get busy, but it is important. And my lovely wife is sitting over here. Chelsea, are you hearing this? We need kids and we need a van. And this is what we got to do.
You're trying to do the pop-up trailer.
Yes. We do have the Crowley camper. It's sitting out there. But I love that. And I grew up going to the Eastern Sierra. I mean, I've been going up there my entire life. And my buddy who does the other podcast with me, I was literally there the day he was born. So we've been fishing together. We've been doing everything together up there. So we did learn this stuff and how important it is to learn how to make a campfire. Not a lot of people, I feel like, understand really the basics of that.
Yeah.
And learning how to, like, I can always eat. We're always going to eat. As long as there's fish around or something to fish, we're always going to eat.
Yeah.
I haven't done much hunting. I'm not big on, I'll kill a trout. I'm not worried about that. But everything else, if I had to, right? But I love that your kids are getting that. They're feeling that love, too. Because the Sierra Nevada mountains to me is just my happy place. When we got married in Tahoe. And I told Chelsea, because we were living in Thousand Oaks at the time, and I'm like, you have three choices, Tehachapi, Mammoth, or Lone Pine. So we ended up here because I always wanted to get as close as I could, which we fell in love with this place, the community, meeting folks like you, and just everything involved with kind of that mountain living, because this is mountain living. And it's a hidden, magical, majestic place in my mind. It's just really incredible. So when that day comes for us, I can't wait to take my kids and go do these things that you guys are talking about doing as a family. Like that's so amazing. Okay, yeah, we can turn it down a little bit.
Thank you for letting us know. A little muffled. We'll turn it down. Just that loud.
How
how we looking, Layla?
We're looking good.
So we learned a little bit about why, or how this came to be. And I love the fact that you saw Tehachapi, or you're seeing Tehachapi as like a centralized location. I do have a question. This one is always up for debate. Is this considered the southern tip of the Sierra Nevada Mountains?
Yeah, I mean, I would dive into geologically and say that we are touching the southern Sierra Nevada mountains when you look at like the geological formation that produced it, but we're just on the cusp, right? Because we're also touching that, and that's I think what's unique about the Tehachapis itself, right? And the kind of the first European settlers and colonizers that came here, they identified that as something very unique too, right? That it's at the southern tip of the Sierra, but it's also touching kind of that coastal range that reaches over to the Ventura Mountains, and so it's super unique in that area. So I'd say it's a yes for me because it's part of our business.
And I call it the southern tip of the Sierra. I was online and kind of researching stuff about Tehachapi, like getting inspired for designs for T.Town clothing, and I kept coming across, on the 58, it's the southern tip of the Sierra. I'm like, oh yeah, it is. I'm like, yes, it is. So yeah, that one's always up for debate. Some people are like, no, it's not right. I'm like, well, maybe it is, right? And geologically, it makes sense.
Yeah. If it's not, it's at least the gateway to the Eastern Sierra, right? So it's like,
I'll take that too.
Yeah.
I will honestly take that too. And from our good friends that live above us up in Alpine, they can see the backside of Mount Whitney from their property on a clear day. So, southern tip of the Sierra.
For sure.
In my mind. So you guys told us a little bit about, why you started to pursue this opportunity as well. I want to hear a little bit more about how much time you guys have spent just in the Eastern Sierra. Do you guys like the west side or the east side more than one or the other? Yosemite or Mammoth or?
I think we spend more time in Mammoth. I think we love both. I think we've kind of gone the trajectory of like what our boys' interests are too, so like mountain biking and skiing and snowboarding, so that kind of took us more to Mammoth. We've been able to do it in a day trip. I mean, it's a long day, but we can do it a there and back.
Right.
Get some snowboarding done in the winter and mountain biking. So I think that's where we're spending most time right now with the boys.
I think so.
There's a lot of people on the western slope, and people are nice, but they can stay over there. And we can be on the eastern slope. I like that.
I mean, you took
Yeah.
the words right out of my mouth.
There's certainly more people going to the eastern Sierra now, but I think it's more accessible right on the western slope because there's just more roads that go up into more locations.
It's a little further up too.
It does,
Does it feel like that?
It does.
And that's like I feel the same way. We reach out to people on both sides of the Sierra, and they're not as welcoming, in my opinion, on the west side as it is on the east side. And I don't, the west side's beautiful, it's great. You got Sequoia National Forest, you've got Kings Canyon, you've got, a million other things, Yosemite, which is kind of like right in the middle, in reality. It's difficult to get people, like, just involved on the west side. We do have a guy coming up that I, worked with, or was associated with. He was one of my peers for a job I had with KTM Bicycles. You didn't know KTM made bicycles, that's a thing. Not anymore in North America, but they did do that. But the west side, like, man, it sits in such a perfect spot, like you're saying. Like, you can go up in the day, get some turns in on the mountain, or ride bikes, or whatever it is. But the way it sits, it has the most snow as it stands today. Just about 700 inches, right? And it's just, to me, you have Mammoth, you have Bridgeport. I don't know if you guys spent a lot of time at Twin Lakes.
Yeah, Twin Lakes is beautiful.
Twin Lakes Resorts, Misty and Tim, great Bloody Marys over there. We certainly enjoy that. But even up into like Carson City and just that side, all the way up to Reno. And then our good friends from Sierra Slammers are up in Susanville. So you just, I feel like there's a little bit more, to kind of just sit there and go, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing thing. On the east side, But then you have Yosemite, which is God's gift to this world, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna put this granite here, I'm gonna do this, and it's just really incredible. So you guys tend to spend more time on the east side, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do, and that's right. Doesn't get old.
No.
I mean,
I mean, we're gonna take 395 to get to Tahoe instead of 99.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the way we're gonna go.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we do
one
too.
immense difference of just, you don't get that on the western slope either, right? Because you have all the trees and you're driving in it, it's beautiful, but it's a slow slope that goes up. And then you get to the big mountains. On the east side, you're down in the Owens, and then you're looking up.
Yep.
To Whitney and everything. And that difference like puts a lot of perspective in my life. I feel sometimes how the drivers turn out, you know.
And then you have Death Valley.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, there's so much history, really all over, but the east side I'm more familiar with, I guess, like Convict Lake, and you get into story, and all that. So, are you guys, so explain the rentals side, let's start there first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have, what we're trying to build out is a diversified kind of like adventure fleet, if you will. The van was the initial one. We have purchased another van now, that is gonna get built out. Right now it's just renting as a cargo van on Turo.
Right.
And so the van was the primary focus, but we also have the trailer, and just the dynamic of the van and the trailer together, one can tow the other. They're both high clearance, is available. We also now have an EV that we're renting out. It's an all-wheel drive EV on Turo as well. It's a VW ID4 of 2022. So the idea is to build out sort of a diversified portfolio of what people might want, so that they could continue to come back for the same thing, or they can rent something different, right?
Yeah.
That also we fit any kind of like niche available across the spectrum, instead of having just 20 trailers and being just trailers.
Right.
That people can do different things. So some people want to create their own adventure, other people want the trailer to be dropped off.
Yeah.
But somebody went to Burning Man and they towed that thing all the way up to Burning Man, and that's what they wanted to do. It was 12 days or something. It was great. They were an awesome person. It was a little dusty when they got back.
Yeah, but that was the idea, is that there would be something for everybody, and every level from, we're not maybe quite at acquiring the luxury level stuff yet, but it's certainly all perfectly functional and at least like a premium level, and then have some economy options as well. Because the rental market for some of those big, like corporate rental companies, we're still about half the price of those. So
This is like turning in, like, you want this to be a fleet of different things.
a full fleet, and then we're adding in on the website we're adding in an Airbnb.
I saw
It's
that.
a joint venture with another business that I am part of. Which is educational consulting business. There's a whole.
We have a lot to talk about even off
So
camera.
we got 20 acres right up across the street from Mountain Park, right up at the top of Pigeon Springs, and so that's gonna go live this spring before summer.
Awesome.
We're gonna have a 24-foot dome with a panoramic window, hot tub, the whole thing.
That is the coolest thing I've heard in a while for up here.
It's gonna be awesome. So you'll have 20 acres of privacy, and all views for days, and just a relaxing retreat location.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool.
Do you think, like when that comes to be, or have you had anybody, that's come into Tehachapi that maybe has not been here, and they're like, I didn't even know this place existed, right? So, and with the wineries and everything is booming as it is, like, I feel like you guys are gonna kill it.
Yeah, that was our thought too initially, was like the wine, like how big the wineries are
Yeah.
for a destination for people to stop in and do the wineries, and then where are they gonna stay? That's what you need.
Up by Mountain Park
Up
with a
by Mountain
panoramic
Park,
view
yeah.
and a dome and a spa or a hot tub and,
Drink your wine up there.
I mean, we could rent that out too, right?
There's people that live here and don't really even get to experience Mountain Park very much. I really
Pine
like
Forest.
Yeah, exactly, right? And so there's a lot of opportunity, I think, still in our mountains. They have this kind of, it's been privately owned for so long, right? So there's very small pockets. It's not like there's big campgrounds or anything up there. There's one campground up there, and then there's Indian Hill right here, right? And that's one of our friends. They run that operation there too. And so there's a limited amount of access to these mountains. And so when we can find that, we're interested in finding a way to allow people to kind of experience that.
That is awesome.
That
That sounds like it's going to be pretty damn amazing.
I would say it.
And you said that'll happen in spring if spring ever comes.
Yeah, that's right. Right now we have like 2 feet on top of the foundation that we built out. So we're right about to pour some more concrete the day after Christmas. And we decided we were going to wait for like 2 days, and then it started raining and water hasn't stopped coming from the sky.
Well, if you notice that my Christmas lights are still up. Sick twice, back injury, all that stuff. It's just insane. So the tours end of it. So does that start here in Tehachapi? And what is that all about?
So the tours end is sort of like developing out right now. At the moment, it's what we're interested in is accessing the Eastern Sierra and the desert area, the high desert, things like Fossil Falls that people don't know of very well, right? But have like just this super embedded history with the culture of America, like the Coso people that were out there, the sort of Pleistocene like time. I'm interested in like historical, like more than just recent history, but deep history, right? Of like the human involvement out there, the Shoshone and the Paiute here, and we're friends with 2 very good friends here that are in cahoots with the Kauaisu, and we think that there's just a lot to go in that area. Also things like, why not mountain bike tours? If we're going to continue to develop out the area, why not some guided tours and things like that? So not so much like driving around sightseeing, but taking people, and since I guess I'm an educator in my regular life, I think that it's really, there are people that are very interested in what that history is, but when you drive out there, there's no one to talk to. So you might as well, bring somebody out with you. You can stop by, I was at Jabon Canyon Station today, and you can swing by and see the bulletin board, which gives a little bit, but when you get in there and you talk about monolith and the concrete that helped construct the massive feat of engineering, right, to bring all the water down to LA, regardless of how people feel about it, it's a massive feat of engineering.
Right.
And like Tehachapi was central to that.
Yeah.
The whole reason the concrete plant is there in the first place. So
those
kinds of things,
so
the concrete plant here is the thing that helped develop out.
I had no idea about
Yeah,
that.
the entire LA aqueduct all came from our concrete right there in Monolith off 58. So, and
That makes perfect sense, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it. But darn Getty and Mulholland.
yeah, right, exactly. They took all the rock. But on the other hand, there's other things, right? There's like Cerro Gordo is a really cool place, and there's a lot of overlanding.
There's a new hotel going in there.
Exactly.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah,
recently? Yeah, that's awesome.
So all these places have such a rich history, both human or natural, right? Either way, you flip the coin. So I think that there's something there, and since we are that central location, to be able to stay locally and then either get access to a vehicle that can actually get there, right?
Or have the tour.
Or have the tour itself. So
will you guys do overnights for that?
that's in the plans. I think right now we're kind of like at the point of developing out sort of the rental thing, seeing how, what does this cadence look like for us? And right now it's going really well, so it's a very quick cadence all the time,
Right.
getting things done. And then how we're going to fit in, okay, now me being gone for a period of time to do educational, tours or something like that. So, yeah.
Sounds like we're having an audio issue. It's echoing.
Here, we'll solve that problem real quick. Sorry, everybody. It's alright, it happens.
You guys are doing like it's like a good flow, but I rather, because somebody your dad messaged and said it's up with only one on there. So I wonder if it's
We just have to fiddle with it a little bit, but we're good.
it didn't do this the last one, but we only had one message on that the last one. Wait, try it again.
Looks like we're up and back. So we're gonna move
this a little bit closer. Well, that's what I told Layla before we started today, was that if it goes perfect, we have a problem.
Yeah.
So honestly, and it's just all it's all a learning process for us as we continue to do it, and they'll be able to.
It picks up everything. So being able to do the rentals, you have the tours. And I'm sorry, because Chelsea was yelling at me. It generally happens around here. So the tours you will do overnights with, or that's the plan.
That's the plan.
Is that like a camping thing, or take them to a hotel, or?
I think it'd be cool to host overland. We have a friend that does some hosting for overland trips, and there's a lot more in that area to go.
Yeah.
And some of the people come from very far away.
It was good for a minute, then it went back. What did you do?
It'll be fine. We'll get it.
The,
Deal with the echo, people. We'll get it right. It'll be okay.
There's just a lot of opportunity, I think, to do overnight stuff. People are uncomfortable sometimes overnight, and it's like a hesitation barrier. So people don't want to get involved. They're like, oh, that's really cool, and they'll like it on social media, and they're like, I want to do that, but I don't have the car, or I don't have the knowledge. Right? How do you even start a fire? And we've had people come to us and they're like, your 9-year-old can start a fire. Yeah, he can. That might be a problem actually, but on the other hand, he's quite capable, right?
Yeah, and so are you ever gonna like park a trailer somewhere and then maybe take them, leave them for the evening? Do a tour, drop them off. Is that a thing too? Is that?
I like where you're at.
Yeah. Well, it kind of made sense.
Yeah, we get in our own way sometimes about thinking, well, this is the direction, but really it's kind of like you need to be open for a lot of different things.
So it's funny because Atlanta just came out with that RV park, right? You've seen it obviously up and down 395. So literally 10 years ago, I'm like, that'd be a great spot to like put some sheds and have little houses there. Then we hadn't been up in a while, and so we're driving up, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. These guys have my idea, And it's just funny, so if you're not doing it, somebody else is, right? But it sounds like you guys took a lot of time to figure this out, a lot of research, and you have the passion for it too, which I think is, it's not just making money or having a side business. It's something you guys both enjoy, and I'm so envious of that, because generally I'm here, I don't get to leave much out of this house. But you guys are, I feel like you guys are definitely doing it right, and I love the fact that it's, again, centralized here in Tehachapi. People don't know about Tehachapi. So when you guys have the Airbnb up with Spring Ever Comes, right? You guys are going to introduce a lot of people to this beautiful community, and it's also putting money back into the community. And some people are like, well, we don't want any more people. I totally get that. I really do. But more money for the community is always a good thing. It's not a bad thing, because we can change a few things, right? So I think this is going to be something really special. Nobody else does that here. Nobody else does it, and I don't even know. I mean, I know you can rent RVs and stuff at $395, but it's not this. It really is not this. So this is really exciting, especially for me. Especially for me.
You do get people from LA. We've had a lot of people from LA actually rent from us, and they're like, how much do the houses cost? And look at these dudes. It's like an escape for them, right? Out of the city.
And let's not forget, we have real estate agents here that need to work. There's a lot of people that really could use these people, and to just everybody coming together and benefiting together. And that probably came out horribly, but it is important that we have that in businesses that bring in more revenue to the community. So going down my list here. So you do have a lot of customers from outside the area, obviously. Do you guys get a lot of people in Tehachapi that want to like rent something, or?
We've had a few. We have some that are currently on the docket to be renting things out for because over the winter there wasn't a lot going on,
right?
Impacts and stuff. But there's some. But right now I'd say it's probably a quarter of the people are local versus the amount of people that are like from Bakersfield or from LA. The racetrack has become the Willow Springs.
Yeah, I've never been.
I've never been.
Yeah.
And then we got a call and they're like, "Can you deliver here?" I said, "Sure." And now it's a quarterly thing. So every time the Porsche owners group is out there, so that kind of thing. And already getting these recurring customers is, or clients or adventurers or whatever the heck we're gonna call them. We gotta figure that out. But that. It's so cool already to have people who are like, I'm already going to book for 3 months from now, and that kind of thing. And then getting to experience this area also is pretty cool.
And that's awesome. And you have the knowledge too. Like I had no idea about the cement plant, and just those types of things. So I think people from the area could also benefit from doing the tour with you guys, especially if they're new. They're transplants like us, right? We've been here for just about 6 years. But there's so much we have not even explored or we didn't know about until I go on Google Earth, and then I'm like down the rabbit hole for hours, right? Layla's laughing. So yeah, it is so unique, and you have the background in education too, so you are well qualified. And Heather, do you cook for like these people? Is that something you guys both do? Yeah, like I know because I only say that because Chelsea is like an incredible cook, so I don't even touch anything. So and nobody wants like hot dog on a stick guy, right? Like it's not very good, but it takes a lot of work. So if you're doing the tour or educating, like can they get a meal through you guys? Is there other things that happen?
Yeah, I mean we're definitely open to it. We haven't really just explored that too much yet with the tours. I mean, we do try to like personalize when we have our renters come to us and we go to them. We try to like we put together little gift baskets, like snacks, things like that. So
you're the creative one. I'm seeing how this is working.
Like a little handwritten note, and I clean. Yeah.
See, yeah, like I said.
Like Instagram posting and content and things like that.
Oh, I don't envy you. So
Yeah,
tedious.
we try to make it personal, and like we both are good about coming up with some of those ideas. And
I think it's important too to like kind of teach people like I always forgot that people feel more empowered when they know what they're doing.
Right.
Teaching them how are you gonna plan out for 3 or 4 days, right? Like what are you gonna bring? You only have a 60-liter fridge, which sounds like a lot, but it's not if you have 4 people and you're going for 5 days. So
Right.
You have to manage how are you gonna do that kind of stuff. How do you boondock and like only have so much water, only have so much capacity. So those are some of the things, and like only have so much energy contained in the battery storage, right? So you have to know like how these things work, and sometimes you're trying to do it in like a 20-minute handoff with somebody. They're gonna call me at 5:30 in the morning and say my battery is dead, or the carbon monoxide monitor is going off in the trailer, and you're like, well, you have the generator on underneath the trailer, and it's exhausting into the trailer, so you have to pull that out of there, and oh, I fixed it, thank you.
Do you have to stay close when they take, like if you deliver a trailer somewhere?
We try to at least be available to answer questions. There's been ones where they were outside of the store, so like they're not too far, but Peter did have to go down and actually fix something on the spot. But generally, we try to stay at least like in service, if we're cell phone service,
Right.
so that we can be available to answer questions or maybe FaceTime to look at something. But generally, it's something we can usually talk people through.
Yeah.
If there's an issue.
Because there's a lot of little problem solving that happens in like RV life and stuff, and some people get
See, that's what's so hard to like, because we have a little camper, which is super simple, right? And we have little battery pack things that run, can charge our phones, or it really runs the camper, honestly. So we keep it easy. But yeah, having an RV, I always, or that type of stuff, I'm like, man, is it going to be too much work? So I'm going to call you guys. Just rent it. There you go.
As the weather warms, hopefully our plan is to create some videos that we can then post and people can refer to them, like, oh, if you have an issue with this.
Oh, like a how-to type of thing. Awesome.
Yeah, my brother's really gifted at like videography, and so he's gonna collaborate with us.
It's the way of the world now. The short form films, right? And videos like.
And it's just easier for them to be able to access those.
Yeah.
They can't reach us or we're doing something else there.
And will that be just on the website too, or?
It will be. There's an option. We're kind of thinking through what does this look like the user interface, and experience is like. Could we have a floor plan where you could tap on like how do I start the stove, and then it would show you the 2-minute.
Oh man, this is intense.
Right?
Yeah, that's.
It's downloadable offline, because if you're off the grid, then you're not gonna be able to get YouTube, right? So it's like it needs to be there for the people. So maybe it's an iPad inside. We're not exactly sure yet, but we're trying to work through it as we get more questions.
And it just dawned on me. I think I thought about the audio problem. So if everybody wants to give us 1 minute.
Because sometimes so you see Thomas why. We had the cameras picking up audio. We are gonna just
turn that down. And then we have guest. We're gonna turn it down. Look at that. You see, this teamwork is dream work. So that is the problem. That was the problem there. So yeah, that was my fault. So let me go ahead and. Then we're in really big trouble because then we might grow too fast around here. So. Hopefully that's better, everybody. We apologize for that, but that's why you come on here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we do things this way. But well, that's exciting, and you both have your roles, but you also work together.
Mm-hmm.
Are the
Yeah.
kids involved?
Yeah, they are. We're kind of trying to show them our standard. I mean,
Right.
I have a certain standard when it comes to cleanliness, so trust me, it's going to be clean when you rent it. Yeah, so we're walking the kids through on like how to actually do a thorough job, and they're really good about washing. Like they like to get up on top of the roof of the trailer and the
Who
van
doesn't?
with
Honestly.
and scrub it, and yeah, so they love to do that part of it. And then our oldest is he's good at video editing, so we're kind of once we start creating more of the content, we're gonna
Send him
involve
over
him in that
here
way
when
too.
you're done with him. You know,
Yeah.
doing that because
Yeah.
we're like there's so much.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a lot
there's
to
so
edit, huh?
much. Yeah, so that's how
thinking-
we're involving them right now. And
Yeah, and learning how to dump a black tank, you know, or a
Yeah.
gray tank it's not fun work, and so it's probably better left to my 12-year-old. You know, so it's fun.
Just put some gloves on and-
Yeah, exactly. And but they're learning how to do and to become competent in like things that are
And running a business,
right?
too,
that
like-
are, what do you do about a business? How do we make a decision? And just being kind of like talking. It's a constant talk with our family
Yeah.
about what are we gonna do and prepping this thing for the next person, and how are we gonna drop this off? We had to have one that's like contactless pickup because I was traveling for my actual day job because I go to conferences and things. But so my son helped us set up like the keypad on the car and how we can remote unlock and get that kind of stuff done, and then have it all clean and prepped ready for the person. So they just showed up, parked their car next to ours, got in and drove off, and they were
So
gone for a
cool.
few days. So there's a lot of things where we can begin to include some of the newer tech into it as well, and the apps make it super easy. That's the hardest part is like taking a picture of your ID. After that, it's like everything is super easy in the app. It prompts you when to sign, tells you to take a picture if you need to. Like I take care of everything else, and people just say yes, and then they're good to go.
I love that it's like a family event.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. So they'll have something, as they get older, and eventually, hopefully, you guys get to retire and be on the beach somewhere, or
sure.
Mount Everest if that's what
Yeah.
you want to do, whatever it might be. I'll meet you in Mammoth.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that, and I feel like Tehachapi really promotes that as far as the family feel, right? It's very family oriented, community oriented.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're all living the dream up here.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And now I
pretty
know you
nice.
guys, so I'm definitely living the dream. But we've touched on this a little bit. Winter. It's definitely it's slowed a few things down, even for us for some of the things we do. Has it affected you guys like a ton, or are you okay with kind of going at this speed that you're at right now?
It did affect us quite a bit. We had quite a few cancellations, especially with the big storms, like when they were coming through right when people, and they're like, stop, don't travel. And we understand that is extreme weather.
Yeah.
And so we have to be flexible for that. And so kind of us trying to manage our expectations about what that looks like, I think is important.
Right.
But it slowed down. It gave us time to prep. And now we're like going hard into spring. We're booked from now to the end of May with just trailer van. So some people just got back. Like I said, I was in Jawbone Canyon today picking up the trailer for a guy who was out there
I've
for a
probably
week.
seen you guys out there, like literally.
Yeah. And some family just went to the Dark Sky Festival with the van, had the time of their lives, and got to look at the stars for a few days out in Death Valley, and then they just came back. So it's like we're either sending off or taking in a return from now to the end of May right now. most days.
The
of
highway's
week, so.
been closed a few times,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yes,
and
yeah.
for almost like a day and a half. It hasn't been several days, but I could imagine how that affects you guys and
Yeah.
and just
that
the
did.
amount of snow this year.
Yeah, so much.
I think people would be a little bit more like they'd be traveling up there a little bit more, but there's also kind of like they need their time to dump the snow places and to move it around.
Yes.
I went up to go skiing and I couldn't park anywhere. There was just
Yeah.
nowhere to park,
Yeah.
So I ended up going snowshoeing and fly fishing the Owens in
darn.
6 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Whatever. But lucky we are, I guess. But
Yeah.
I can see how it'd be tough for other people who are traveling. So, but now that spring is hopefully coming and at least, the crazy part is we didn't quite understand because we don't do the desert thing like that. We do other things in the desert.
It's a big.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's
huge.
massive. There's people.
We don't do it either, but
Yeah, I go
There's
out
a
there and
market for it.
yeah, there is because that's been about I'd say half of our rentals have been boondocking in Jawbone or Cal City area, all
makes
over.
perfect sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're already towing a trailer with their gear, right? With like their motorcycle or their UTVs.
So they need something to sleep in.
So they need, yeah. And other people, I talked to one guy, he drives all the way back down to LA, picks up his fifth wheel, and comes all the way back up. He does 2 trips just to bring his trailer up.
That
and
guy's
he's like,
a road warrior.
yeah, total. And the
Yeah.
amount of gas he spends, he's like, it would have been cheaper to rent the trailer for 4 days.
Yeah.
And have you drop it here for me, and then it would have been
Did you
there.
tell him?
Yeah, it's like, here's,
Yeah.
here's
Yeah.
the car. Right? Like, give us a call.
Check
Give me
us
a
out,
call
yeah.
anytime,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. So,
Well,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the desert, it's like it's never been my thing, but it's huge. That's like, again, you're at the perfect spot in Tehachapi.
right.
Tehachapi just gets better and better. I'm telling
does.
you.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any big events planned? Like, can people go? Like Mammoth does Bluesapalooza, right? You guys gonna do any like booths or a place where people can meet you and kind of pick your brains a little bit, those types of things?
Yeah, we were just talking about that because we want to. I mean, last year we started in the summer, so we kind of missed out on some of those like spring and summer things. But we talked about wanting to do expos and then also, get a presence locally too here
Yeah.
with. We're thinking like Mountain Festival or 4th of July this year
Yeah.
as far as local. And then I know that you have some
Yeah,
ideas
there's
for
some-
expos.
There's some
not
overland
locally.
expos and things
Yeah.
like that happen, but I think locally there's a couple big kind of events, with the Mountain Festival, Apple Festival,
A lot of
and
people come,
throughout
yeah.
the summer, farmers market, things like that. But also West Lane Brewing's been putting on a lot of like small town business things, and so that's been we've been invited, and we've just had a hard time making certain things because
I know the feeling,
right? Yeah, and you're like, I want to go to
And-
everything, but I
Yeah.
can't.
Go
to
down there and
everything.
tell Derek.
Yeah.
He better reach out to you guys.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
actually was the one who had mentioned it to me like months ago that he's like, yeah, somebody's up here doing rentals and tours.
Sweet.
And I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to see what they're all about. And then that's when I reached out because I had just remembered.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was the one who told me. And we were just down there for their punk thing and all
Yeah,
that fun
very
stuff.
cool.
But yeah, Derek's awesome.
Yeah.
And you have there's a million events around here. I think we
Yeah.
do a good job of that.
Yeah.
I think
So
so,
it'd be
too.
great to see you guys out there because we're going to start
Yeah.
doing more of those as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, anything we could do to help and
Yeah.
promote you guys and all that, we're always happy to do that. So that's exciting. But if you do like shows in Mammoth and stuff, just give me a call.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We got an extra seat.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a toilet, but it's a seat.
Yeah. It'll work. It's only 3 hours. We talked about this.
Yeah.
So how can people find you guys online? Give us the handles. Where do they go?
Yeah, I mean, Instagram's our main source, I think.
For social media right now.
For social media, and then we have our website linked on there. And yeah, we use Outdoorsy for the trailer and the van.
We do Outdoorsy for the trailer and the van, RV Share for the trailer, Turo for the electric vehicle and
The cargo
and
van.
the cargo van, and then we just started Good Sam Rentals too. So there's
That's-
4
How do
platforms.
you
Lot of
manage
places
all?
you can
How do you
go.
It's a
honestly
lot to be
manage
on,
all
yeah,
of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. Like, we both link it to each of our phones. We get the notification, so either of us can, like, send a quick message.
Like-
Usually between the two of us, we can get a message out pretty quick.
What happens if somebody like rents it from one? Does it automatically like pull it off,
That's-
or do you have to?
We only have instant booking available on like 2 of the platforms, so that they don't cross over
Got
that
it.
way. So on the other ones, you can still book them, but typically you have to like request the booking.
Okay.
But outdoorsy is so quick and so fast, we're very satisfied with that as a
it's been great.
It's
as a
worked.
platform. It's worked very
It's
well.
been great.
It's super easy, and so when people ask like, well, which one should we rent? Go through outdoorsy. It just seems to be the easiest one, and it does a
For
lot
us
of
and
promotion
for
for us.
customers.
And then we have our website,
and they can
SearAdventureRentals.com. Yeah.
they can get to those those rental sites through your website, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
So, like, SearAdventureRentals.com, and then we have the tiles of the different vehicles, and we're still, like, trying to get in there and update everything.
Yes.
It's, like, constantly.
Yeah.
Websites are my nemesis.
Yes.
I just want you guys to know that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's
we're-
Social
such
media,
a pain.
Yeah, I'll
social
call you
media's
when
a
I'm
lot
crying
easier.
next time. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then you gotta take my calls, man. That's
Yeah.
like every other day. So
Right.
I know the feeling. And,
Yeah, it's a work
and you
in progress.
guys are on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's just at Sierra Adventure Rentals and Tours?
Just Sierra
Just
Adventure
rentals.
Rentals.
Right
Rentals.
now, yeah.
This seems small enough to fit on the screen.
Right. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
TikTok?
No TikTok.
No TikTok.
TikTok
No.
seems like you have to put so much effort. You can't just post and be,
I know.
You gotta be up with it. We struggle. I don't know if you have a question about what's the hardest thing. The hardest thing
Yes.
is struggling with trying to be like present and in the moment, but then have to deal with this. We know we're not the only people in the world, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, as a lifestyle, we don't want to be on social media all the time. But as a business, it's like you have to do it, right?
Yeah.
What I'm learning is I just set my phone up and just press record, and then I have to go back through and just edit. But
Yeah.
it just records everything I do
Yeah.
all the time, which is also scary,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
know, but it's been the easiest way to kind of start putting out those short form videos.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what, a lot of people are looking at that. And it's crazy
Yeah.
because you go through your analytics and you're like, man, I don't feel like that was very valuable.
Yeah.
But it did so much better than the things that I thought was. So it's like, maybe I should stick into that realm a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yeah. Sometimes it's best not over. We're just trying not to overthink it. Like sometimes just like making a post is better than overthinking and thinking it has to be some well thought out, well worded. Like
Yeah.
sometimes just a cool picture of the van in a cool spot. Like
And it does. It can do wonders that way. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, well, what hashtags do I use? And
Right.
I
it
know,
just
it's just a
drives
lot
me
to
up a
think of.
wall.
Yeah.
I filmed my mother-in-law from the kitchen window, picking up leaves and putting them in a trash can, and then stepping in the trash can.
Did it go
And
viral?
It hit like 80,000 views
It
in
was a
like
lot.
3 days.
He used
I was
the
like,
song,
what the heck?
He used the song from Rent.
Oh yeah,
right?
how you
That
gonna pay
musical.
rent? And
See, this
shit.
one sounds like
that
it was
so
well
simple.
thought out, though.
Yeah,
Like,
it sounds
was-
like it, but I was drinking
Like
coffee and I
30
thought
seconds.
it was too funny. It was 30 seconds and I shot it and then I just uploaded
Pretty popular.
it.
Are
Yeah.
we going to call that a shout out to your mother-in-law
Yeah, oh,
right
for
now?
sure.
Like-
Yeah.
She's very helpful.
Yes, that's how she.
Yeah.
But you guys are gonna have really amazing content. I'm sure coming forward when the Airbnb comes up. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we got some ideas.
Can we ask if there's content producers out there? We're looking for people that we can collaborate with that will build stuff, and then share it out there with us.
Upwork,
yeah.
Fiverr.
Fiverr, yeah,
I
yeah,
found
yeah.
Upwork is pretty good. You'll
it?
find,
Yeah.
you'll find people for a good deal. Thumbtack can work.
Yeah.
But you still have to give them the content,
Right, right.
Unless there are people
Yeah.
in town that do this, which I think
Hey.
there are a couple.
It might be.
Discover Tehachapi. Is it Discover Tehachapi? There's one. It's a gal that does it, and she puts out really good stuff.
Sweet.
So I'll send you her info when I find it again. But yeah, if you do a
great.
package deal, that'd be great too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, biggest challenges, content obviously, and then do you guys find it? I know we're kind of going backwards, but I do want to ask this question. Do you find that Chelsea and I go up to the mountains all the time. We have Crowley Clothing, T.Town Clothing. We do a lot of other things. But when I'm up there, especially for Crowley, I find myself working so much, and just trying networking and things like that. Do you guys have a good balance of that when you're out and doing this stuff and still getting to enjoy the things that you love? Or do you find yourselves, working quite a bit, which is understandable, right? There's a lot you guys have to do to set up and things like that. But I haven't even fished. The last time I barely fished for 7 days we were there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
gosh.
I think it's just kind of a mindset switch because before it was just more of like a hobby going and doing these things. I mean, it still can be. But it's just that switch to being more intentional. Like, oh yeah, we should take some picture and video here because we can use this later and put it together. So I think we're trying to figure out that balance, right? Between still doing the things that we love, but okay, how do we make content out of it and being,
Right.
being more intentional? Yeah. you have more
And
to add to that?
I think it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when you guys figure it out, let me know.
Yeah, right.
It's been really tough.
Yeah, that can be difficult.
Yeah, and like
Right.
which I'll get into this for the show on Saturday we're doing. It's like I still want to meet other
Right.
people,
Yeah.
and it's just it's hard. So I'm always
Yeah.
curious of that, especially going as much as I love the Sierra Nevada mountains and the eastern side of the Sierra. I just work too much when I'm up there, so I need to find that balance,
Yeah.
which I'm working on. Hopefully one day.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of winding down here, and before we get to the quick answers game, which I love throwing out there, it's always so fun. Is there anything else you guys want to promote? Anybody you want to say hello to? Hopefully they caught this and they don't hear the echo anymore. But yeah, anything else you guys want to throw out there?
No, just thanks to everybody. Everyone has been
Yeah.
very
So
supportive.
Good.
Yeah, we have not.
Yeah.
I mean, we just love our community so much. So
Yeah,
every single
definitely.
person that we've worked with that supported us, and just said like, we heard it so many times that like over validated. That's a great idea, right? And it
It's
was
incredible.
Like, and we were like, oh, okay, we need to like humble it back a little bit and be
Yeah.
like, let's actually do the business instead of talk about it. But there was a lot of people that supported us that way by just not saying like, that's a dumb idea, and I think it's too hard to thank everybody.
There's
But,
never
yeah.
a dumb
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah,
Never.
yeah, right. So
But lots of love. I
Well,
mean,
that's
even
awesome.
even seeing it now, somebody was posting asking, "Oh, where can I rent a trailer?" And like our neighbor like tagged us and just
Boom.
we don't even think we've had a full conversation with them about what we're doing, but like she's seen us and on social media and like small conversations, and so she just remembered us and
It is an
tagged
amazing
us, and like
community.
that's just so nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
just little
honestly.
things like that just mean a lot and really help.
yeah.
Well, I love that. Do you guys have
Yeah.
pamphlets out anywhere in town too, or?
No, we don't yet. We have to get some more printed out. So we
Okay.
had printed like a first run, and I don't
Right.
think I was
Yeah.
super happy with it. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta figure this out
Yeah.
a little bit, right? It's like you gotta do everything. So
Yeah,
yeah,
a lot.
so we have to print out a different format that really makes more sense to what our business is.
That's like
Yeah.
it's everything. Everything's always a work in progress, just like the show,
Right,
right?
yeah.
And that's what makes it fun because the support of the community really is tremendous. I mean, somebody posted on Nextdoor, "Hey, we're looking for Tehachapi T-shirts," and we got tagged quite a few times, and I'm like, "Oh my god, thank you guys so much."
Yeah.
We hadn't even done anything with like actual product yet at that point. And I'm like,
That's
the
great.
fact you guys were thinking about us, like,
Yeah,
thank
that's nice.
you,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, that's so great.
So we always enjoy that, and of course you guys have our support. Obviously, like I said, we just became
Thank
best
you.
friends and
Yes.
everything.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
yeah, thank you.
yeah, I love it. I think you guys are gonna like the Airbnb. You guys are already doing well with it all. Let's get this weather to stop.
Yeah.
And really
Yeah.
get to it, right?
Let's get
So
moving out there, yeah.
quick answers game.
All
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start with Heather on
Okay.
these. So once she gives an answer, you're up.
Okay.
But although it gives him more time to think about it, which one
Yeah.
is? We'll go with Heather first.
Okay.
Favorite scenery in Tehachapi?
I would say up at like Tehachapi Mountain Park area.
Yeah,
Yeah, those
It's
views
beautiful
are
up
just.
there.
We've done family pictures up there. It's just, it's beautiful.
up in the pine trees.
Can I say every morning when I wake up?
You absolutely
beauty
can.
right Yeah.
I was
Does that
waiting
work?
for it.
Okay.
like-
All right. All right.
Looking for some extra
Yeah.
points.
That was clever.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Favorite restaurant in town?
Ooh, lately for me it's been Prime.
Yeah. Prime for right
Yeah?
now.
Prime.
We just love
So
it.
good.
Yeah.
Chelsea loves Prime.
I
Yeah.
love Prime.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
good, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
We love it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's the first I heard of that. All right. Favorite place for a night out in town? Prime?
If it's just us, like Prime, but also if we're out with the family, P-Dubs.
P-Dubs.
Yeah, for sure.
And shout out to them. They're doing the prayer tonight, which obviously we weren't able to get to. So we were there for the first one, and everybody's praying for Kenny. He's an incredible man.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully he pulls out of it. So we are thinking about you guys.
Yeah.
P-Dubs is so great. We went out for a date night last night over there.
Yeah, it's so fun because we've done it both ways. We've gone out with friends, kid-free night, and had some fun, and then but it's also fun to take the kids.
Yeah.
And,
I did think I was like a professional bowler then.
Yeah,
Started
yeah.
at 50.
I was a
Yeah.
168, my best.
Yeah,
All
no,
right. That's all right.
I'm more in the 50 range. Not so good, but it's fun.
Favorite activity in Tehachapi?
Can I go?
Yeah, you
Oh,
go.
okay.
You go first. We'll switch it up.
I love snowshoeing up Mountain Park.
Awesome.
So that's hands down the thing that I try and hit as many days every winter as I can, because it's a nice wide open road and I can make it all the way to the top, and it's like my time for myself, and I love it. So that's what I like to do.
Well, here we go. Now the snow's definitely coming.
Yeah, right. I've had a lot of days up there this year. A lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for me, I've come to appreciate mountain biking here.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was never something I was fond of before, but I've come to enjoy it, and
That's
and
awesome.
hiking, walking trails. Those are fun.
There's
there's
plenty
endless,
to do,
endless.
outside
Yeah.
around here. I'd have to say Bright Lake because I like to fish.
okay,
It's fun.
Yeah.
Listen, where we're from, we were catching 3-eyed bass out of the sewer, so having trout nearby is always awesome.
Yeah, yes.
And the last question here was favorite place to take customers when doing tours.
I don't know. I would say I think Fossil Falls is the coolest, closest thing we can get to that has the most diversity of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's got the human history, and it's got the like geological history.
I haven't been up there I haven't been over there in a long time.
It just blows my mind. And if you walk out, so I don't know, here's like a little tour tip thing, but if you walk out past the falls and you go out east and you go towards what's Sugarloaf Mountain, which is the north end of China Lake Naval Base, which is made out of almost entirely obsidian.
Yeah.
So as you walk out in the wash, the obsidian is just glistening, and it's all called lithic scatter, so it's all human produced. It was like
No
a
kidding.
factory of making tools that were traded for seashells with the Chumash down here. And so when you walk, it's just thousands of years of trimmings of obsidian laying in the dirt right there, all the way through. And it you have to wear sunglasses sometimes because the light catches it, and it's just like glitter coming off the ground. It's amazing. It's so cool. You've huge caches of it out there, and it's not for taking; it's for enjoying and being there. Right? I have to say.
Please
these
note
things, too.
that. Yes,
please note.
everyone.
That is actual history. It's archaeological history, but it's there, and it just to see it, it's amazing. Yeah, it's totally crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite location?
Yeah, I mean, we enjoy taking friends there, but as far as local, I mean, I think lately up to our property and
Yeah.
up Tehachapi Mountain, that's our favorite. Like when people come visit, like, oh, come check this out, and that's where we enjoy taking.
Did you know there was a
people.
forest here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think that's my favorite.
So
spot.
many people, they have no idea, which I don't,
Yeah.
I'll tell everyone. A lot of private property, so
Yes.
True.
don't break fences down or
No.
anything.
Yeah, no, be respectful.
Well, those are all of some of our favorites, right? And I can't thank you guys enough for being up here and coming on the show. And we're gonna do this
thanks for
again
having
for
us.
Yeah.
the other one. We apologize for any of the audio issues. It was me being a knucklehead and forgetting about the cameras have microphones as well. So we do apologize for that. But everybody can visit Sierra Adventure Rentals and Tours online. You guys want to say the website one more time?
It's SeaRadventureRentals.com.
.com and the same handle for all social media.
Yep.
So find them, like them, follow them. I'm super excited for what's going to happen once spring actually gets here.
Yeah.
Yes. Stay tuned.
Yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait. You guys got to give us a private tour on I want to
Yeah.
see what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely. First look.
and
Let's get
and the
first look.
van. I got to see the van too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, be jealous from the camera. Exciting stuff. Layla and I will be at Ren's Garden on Saturday. So if you guys aren't busy and you guys want to shop some of our local vendors, there's going to be 16 vendors down there. Miss Jenna or Mrs. Jenna Barber is hosting it. JB Jellies and Jam.
Okay.
It will be at Ren's Garden at 12 p.m. 16 different vendors, and we are going to interview 16 different people, huh, Layla? Yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
So we'll be down there. It starts at 12. I think it goes 12 to 5. So it'll be a long day for us, but it will be pretty fun. So we will put that live actually on Instagram and YouTube. Hopefully no audio issues, but that's to be seen. And we're getting ready. Layla's also here to help with inventory, so we're gonna have a ton of inventory and merch coming soon and new designs because she also draws really well. So it's basically her company now, which I'm super excited about. So she's gonna do a fantastic job, and we're gonna have a lot more, and we're gonna simplify the website too. So just a little T.Town stuff there, but. Anybody you guys want to say hello to or anything? Anybody that you think is watching still here after the audio woes that we had and issues?
No,
I mean,
hopefully
our
our boys
kids.
are still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys are all good. Get ready for bed now.
Yeah, right.
Well, thank you guys again so much. It's been awesome getting to know you guys.
Yeah,
Honestly,
same.
we didn't meet before this,
Yeah,
so
no.
just talking
Yeah,
and
it's been
I
great.
love it. I feel like we definitely have some new friends, and any way we can support you guys or help in any kind of way, let us know.
Yeah,
We
thank
love to do that. And anybody that tuned in, thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys are subscribing. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. I don't know about next week though. It's a lot. 2 in a week, yeah, it's a lot. So we'll probably lay low for that following Monday. But yeah, you guys can find us at T.Town Clothing Co. pretty much anywhere online. We appreciate all the support of the community, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll get better. We get better every week.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Well, we'll see you guys a little bit later.